Say don't, you'll be proud of me, OG. Woke up, read me a Bible verse, got some breakfast in my system, talked to God about it. You know what I'm saying? And he laid it on me. I got one more album, EP, mixtape, whichever one it's gonna be, I got one more. And it's over, I'm going to find my peace.
A 25-year-old rapper who survived bullets that took the lives of his closest friends. He made millions alongside Yo Gotti, but couldn't escape the battles inside his own mind. Lil Poppa's final tweets were deeply troubling. "I'm scared to go to sleep. I'm lonely, bro, and somebody gonna die." Just 3 days later, he was found dead in Atlanta. But what really pushed Jacksonville's most promising artist to that breaking point? The truth is more painful than people realize. Lil Poppa wasn't just another rapper from Jacksonville. He was the one who actually made it out. Signed to Yo Gotti's CMG label, pulling in millions of streams, and building a future brighter than most artists from his city ever imagined. But success couldn't fix a trauma that was quietly tearing him apart from within. The 2018 shooting that brought him attention also damaged him in ways few people ever understood. To really understand how a young king with so much to live for ended up losing his own life, we had to go back to where everything started, the streets of Jacksonville, Florida. Let's rewind to Jacksonville, Florida, a city where the murder rate stands at more than double the national average. This isn't just any city, fam. This is where young artists either find a way out or become another headline. Lil Poppa, whose real name was Janarius Michael Wheeler, was moving between his mother's home on the east side and his grandmother's place on the west side. His mother kept him in church, doing everything she could to keep him away from the streets. And that's where the young artist first realized he had a real gift.
Man, any young niggas on here right now, it's more to life, man. I be trying to tell them more to life.
At just 6 years old, little homie was already writing Christian rhymes and performing at church. His older brother, Kai Kai, taught him how to rap, and Poppa picked it up fast, running with it immediately. The family recognized his talent early. This wasn't just a kid messing around. Real skill was developing. His grandma's house became his sanctuary, a place to focus on music without the street noise. But growing up in Jacksonville, the streets eventually call your name. When Poppa stepped out, his lyrics started reflecting the gritty, violent environment surrounding him. The east side, where his mom lived, was notorious for crime, and the west side, where his grandma stayed, had its own struggles. He witnessed shootings, friends getting locked up or killed, and all that pain poured into his music. What set Poppa apart was his refusal to give up on his dreams, even when his body betrayed him. He battled a chronic blood disease that sometimes kept him bedridden for days or weeks. Most would have quit, but Poppa turned that downtime into opportunity, perfecting his craft. He even set up a full studio in his grandma's closet to record without leaving the house. That's dedication. No cap. His family supported him but worried, knowing Jacksonville's track record with young rappers. Dreams often got crushed. But Poppa was determined to be different. By 14, he dropped his first music video, and in the following years, he built momentum singles, mixtapes, and a growing buzz in Jacksonville. The local scene was noticing. This wasn't just another young cat chasing a dream.
Say don't, you'll be proud of me, OG. Woke up, read me a Bible verse, got some breakfast in my system, talked to God about it. You know what I'm saying? And he laid it on me. I got one more album, EP, mixtape, whichever one it's gonna be, I got one more. And it's over, I'm going to find my peace.
This was someone with real talent, real stories to tell, and the work ethic to match. But 2018 changed everything, and not in the way anyone expected. To understand what broke Poppa's spirit, we first have to look at the environment he was navigating. Jacksonville's rap scene in the late 2000s was chaotic. Young and Ace were beefing with Theo, neighborhood were claiming territory, and young rappers often got pulled into street politics whether they wanted to or not. Poppa and his crew formed Cut Circle, presenting themselves as a music collective, but authorities suspected ties to street activity. Their rivals were a group called Head First, and tensions between the crews went beyond rap battles. Interestingly, Poppa used to be cool with Foolio. They even recorded a few songs together early on, but something happened that escalated into a fistfight at a Foot Locker, and the relationship went south. According to Theo, social media comparisons sparked the beef, with him claiming he was better. Foolio gave different accounts. One said the fight started because Poppa snuck disses into tracks. Another said it began after a disrespectful encounter at the mall. Then one of Poppa's homies dissed Foolio's deceased brother, triggering the fight. Some of it was caught on video Fulio and his crew beating up Poppa. Nobody was seriously hurt, but the conflict ignited a long-standing back and forth. Theo dissed Poppa on tracks. Poppa responded, and things kept escalating. The disrespect became deeply personal. Poppa crossed the line by taunting Fulio's dead brother, 8-Ball, on IG Live and in tracks. Theo retaliated by dissing Poppa's homie Corbin Johnson, who was later kidnapped and murdered. This wasn't just rap beef, it was real-life pain being weaponized in the streets. Then there was K Shorty, another rapper from 6 Block, targeting Poppa's late brother, Little League, in tracks. K Shorty rap lines like, "Smoking on mine league, and I ain't worried about Gucci, I'm looking for Poppa." Poppa fired back by referencing the tragic death of 17-year-old Nandy Wise, who was caught in crossfire during an alleged attempt on K Shorty's life. All this beef was unfolding while Poppa was trying to focus on building his career. Imagine trying to create music while constantly looking over your shoulder, with people dissing your deceased friends and family members. This was the environment Poppa navigated daily. To truly understand what broke Lil Poppa's spirit, we need to look at the incident that brought him fame but shattered his soul. In 2018, Poppa was with his closest friends, guys he grew up with, brothers he trusted with his life. They were just regular young men trying to make it in a city that rarely gives second chances. But on that day, someone had other plans. According to multiple sources, Poppa and his crew were caught in a drive-by shooting that turned into a nightmare. When the smoke cleared, 2 to 3 of his closest friends were dead. Numbers vary, but all sources confirm multiple homies didn't make it home that night. The part that haunted Poppa the most? He survived completely unharmed while his friends lay bleeding. One victim was his homie CP, a close friend for years, and another, Chevy, was injured trying to protect him. The psychological impact was immediate and crushing. Poppa began experiencing what psychologists call survivor's guilt. That crushing feeling of surviving when others didn't weigh heavily on Poppa. He was asking questions with no answers. Why wasn't I hit? Why did I survive when they didn't? What makes my life more valuable than theirs? Instead of burying the pain, Poppa channeled his trauma into music, dropping a track called Purple Hearts. The lyrics reveal his mindset. At night, I wonder why them bullets ain't hit me. Why the __ they miss me. Rather be gone. Take me out my __ misery. This shows he wished he had died instead of his friends, grappling with survivors' remorse, the guilt of being alive. The song continued. Detectives try to frame me. Interrogation. They blame me. Wish I could take it back to the day that my mama made me. Not only was he mourning his friends, but he also faced police trying to pin the murders on him. Imagine surviving a shooting that killed your homies and then sitting in interrogation rooms while cops suspect you. The chorus went, Purple heart for them soldiers. __ gun, feel us. Got to make it out before they come and kill us. Purple Hearts wasn't just a song. It was his trauma diary set to a beat. Ironically, it became his breakout hit, garnering over 6 million views on YouTube. The most painful moment of his life made him famous, but the success was bittersweet. On one hand, it showcased his talent to the world. On the other, he had to relive that trauma night after night on stage. Every performance, every request of the song forced him back to that horrific moment when his friends died. Purple Hearts caught the attention of major industry names, including Polo G, and eventually led to Poppa signing with Rule #1 Interscope Records in 2019. But the real turning point came in April 2022 when Yo Gotti signed him to CMG. Now, let's understand what that meant for Poppa. CMG Collective Music Group is one of the hottest labels in the game. You've got Moneybagg Yo, 422 Doug, ESTG, and other heavy hitters holding it down. When Gotti signs you, that's real validation that you can compete at the highest level. Gotti saw something different in Poppa. Here was a young artist from Jacksonville who could tell authentic stories, who survived the streets, but could also create music that resonated beyond just a neighborhood. Poppa wasn't just another street rapper, he was an artist willing to speak on mental health, grief, and survival in ways most rappers avoid. The money started flowing. Millions of streams on Spotify, major label support, collaborations with established artists. Poppa went from recording inside his grandma's closet to working in professional studios with top-tier producers. He was earning more than most people from his neighborhood had ever imagined. But here's what many don't realize about success: it doesn't automatically heal what's broken inside. Poppa might have had money and a record deal, but he was still carrying the trauma from 2018. He was still battling survivor's guilt. He was still living with a chronic blood disease that impacted his everyday life. And with success came new pressure. Now there were expectations. Imagine being a successful rapper, but having days where you physically can't get out of bed. Now, add growing up in Jacksonville on top of that. Multiple sources describe Poppa as living in a constant state of hypervigilance, always looking over his shoulder, always expecting the next shooting. From analyzing Purple Hearts, it's clear he frequently heard gunshots and developed this heightened alertness. He shared his frustration and anger at feeling trapped, unable to express his emotions even through tears. This is a reality of life in a place like Jacksonville. Even when you make it out financially, the mental scars remain. Every gunshot he heard took him back to that day in 2018. Every friend loss of violence deepened his survivor's guilt. Point one telling insight into Poppa's mental state was his Instagram bio. First we're born, next we suffer, then we die, the end. That wasn't just an edgy rapper persona. It was someone who genuinely felt life was nothing but suffering between birth and death. That's dark as hell, and it shows the mindset he carried even during his most successful period. His last album, released in August 2025, was called Almost Normal Again. Think about that title. Almost Normal Again suggests he wasn't fully okay mentally or emotionally. He was trying to get back to normal, but was only partially there, still actively wrestling with trauma and mental health struggles. The title also hints at a time when he did feel normal, probably before the 2018 shooting, before losing his friends, before the weight of survival and success became overwhelming. Trauma doesn't just disappear because you want it to. In the weeks leading up to his death, Poppa's social media posts were telling a story most people weren't paying attention to, a story of a young man battling his demons while trying to navigate fame, grief, and life itself. His tweets were becoming increasingly concerning, though they were often buried among regular posts about his music and career, making the warning signs easy to miss. Some of his final tweets included, "I'm scared to go to sleep, and I'm lonely, bro. Is it okay to cry? And I never asked for any of this. I shed all my tears in the dark. I thought they were loyal, but the jewelry made them judge me. Trust no one. You in heaven or hell, it don't matter. Somebody going to die." These weren't lyrics, they were cries for help. The problem with social media is that so much content is posted that serious posts can easily get lost in the noise. Looking back, these messages paint a picture of someone struggling with loneliness, depression, trust issues, and thoughts of death. What made it even more complex was that Poppa also shared positive posts just weeks before his death. He posted videos talking about how there's more to life, how he wasn't in the streets anymore, and expressing gratitude for making it out and focusing on his music career. That's the reality of mental health. It's not linear. You can feel hopeful one day and hopeless the next. Depression doesn't care about success or money. It can hit even when everything seems perfect on paper. On February 18th, 2026, at 11:23 a.m. Eastern, Generius Mike Willa Lil Poppa was pronounced dead in Fulton County, Georgia. He was only 25 years old. The official cause of death hasn't been fully released, but sources close to the situation suggest it was self-inflicted. Rumors have circulated about the method, some saying a gun, others pills. But the result remains the same. A young king with everything to live for decided he couldn't carry the pain any longer.